Just having a laugh. The Hot Seat Award. This award goes to the driver that's moved seats the most to different teams throughout the course of the season. Probably down to their indecisiveness of what team they actually want to drive for. To be fair, this might as well be called the Jimmy Clark Award. The Hot Seat Award goes to Hazara and Langfell. Between them, drove for 5 different teams, including Haas, Williams, Racing Point, Toro Rosso, and Red Bull. And they're the only ones that I can remember off the top of my head.
I'll go on anyway.
I'm sure they're watching. If not, they'll be able to watch it back later on. Moving on to the next award. The Thorn in My Backside Award. This is awarded to the driver in the driver's standings who they're kind of a bit too close. There's always one person you really want to beat. It's like, I'm going to beat him, I'm going to go and score all of those points, and it's not really gone to plan, or the person you're trying to chase just hasn't shifted, or if anything, you end up shooting further up the standings. But the Thorn in My Backside award goes to AG30, who reluctantly spent most of the season failing to move in the standings for Collins. Made it work a little bit more harder than he should have done. I'm just going to take a moment for the red lights to go up for the race, and away you lot go.
And who's gonna? Is it gonna be an absolute judicial? Oh, that's Mercedes in the background, going wide. Oh, and oh, there you go.
Oh, there's a Ferrari round already. Well,
yeah.
Luca, that was.
It's Blazed is gone. Blazed is gone. Yeah.
Wait till I gave me crash has happened again. It's all good.
Well, it may be awards night, but we still got everyone.
You can't even go to an awards night without being taken out.
Yeah, this is a staple over the New Horizon.
Right, guys, let's concentrate back onto the awards.
Yep, awards. So, next award. This the Crybaby Award. This award goes to the driver who's been causing a little bit of rabbles, arguing a little bit too much, not really calming down in either the PlayStation chat or Discord.
Can I go?
So,
I wonder who this is gonna be.
you got one guess.
AG30.
Congratulations! The Crybaby Award goes to AG30.
Am I surprised?
No, there are times where people do need to calm down in chats and really do wish people would behave, but then there's taking it to a level, then there's the AG30 level. I'm not that powerful to
Exactly.
Right, the next one. This is probably one of my favourite awards since we ever brought it in. The Quote of the Season award. This award is given to either the most outrageous, funny, or bizarre things either member of the commentary team has said.
What?
The nominations for the Quote of the Season. First one is Gamey Things, who kept referring to the lead fight in Brazil as a 3-way. The second one goes to myself, where at our 50th race in Hungary, there wasn't really a lot going on in the middle of the race, so I ended up referring to the race the equivalent of a crisp packet blown in the wind. The next one also nominated to Gamey Things.
Oh, what the hell?
Or is a comment in China qualifying.
Oh no!
Not really preparing yourself properly with fluids before a race. So the moment you said you were really hoping to get some warm liquid dripping down your throat, I haven't forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
What, did I actually say that?
Yes! I told you about it! I told you never to say it again, and there I am bringing it up at the awards night so people will always remember.
Oh no!
The final nomination goes to myself. While being under attack from Mr. Surtee at Monza, Gamey referred to him as... Well, I kind of made the move, and then Surtee apparently was gaining on me, so Gamey's saying, oh, he might overtake me again. I look behind me in my rearview mirror, and I was like, no, he's not. He's squirming around the circuit like a snail on acid. The season 3 quote of the season goes to "gave me things with this dripping down the throat." Mate, I've not forgotten about that since you said it.
I haven't
Oh,
either.
that's absolutely brilliant.
Can I just ask about the quote that said, I think it was you, Connor, that said, sliding around like a greasy penguin. What happened
Oh,
to
that was up there in season 2.
Should we
It
say that?
just made a comeback. I'm sure that quote, "greasy penguin,"
Yeah,
will be on
that
the
was in
NHRL
season.
merch line if we ever got one going.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure there was many quotes I've said throughout this season what could have been up for this award, to be honest.
Yeah,
Oh
but the
god, mate,
China
I was
one.
spoiled for choice.
China was the one that did the one.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Anyway, next award, thank you very much.
Yeah, next award. This award goes to the driver that has said, "Yes, I'm turning up for the race today," and then at the last minute, bails from turning up.
That's me.
Nominations for the Pulling Out Award: Taze Leroy for abandoning us for another league. SHR Ninja for apparently having other commitments halfway through the season. King David for deciding GCSE English is more important than league racing.
That's kinda true.
And Not Luke Beck 94 for turning up pretty much ever since well over halfway through the season. He turned up for about 3 races. Bless him, he didn't get very far, but in the end, yeah, he was. I should probably try and get hold of him via Ouija board in the future. Ouija board. Yep, and the award for the the Pulling Out Award for season 3 goes to Not Luke Beck 94 for leaving Mercedes in the shit for the constructors at the start of the season. So I really
we let it
appreciate
rip. Morning let it rip.
Oh my god, what the...
Apparently there's some problems happening on track. Colin seems to be in a little bit of a spot of bother with the midfielders.
It's just
I thought
everyone's
I was
close
gonna get
together,
that
Connor. It's amazing.
Oh, there's another Ferrari that's in the grass. Why am I not surprised?
Oh, it's Taze.
I'm gonna kill you, Connor.
It's a Renault 1-2.
At least didn't hit a pit wall that time.
The only Renault 1-2 this season.
Well, it's a Renault 1-2-3 because Josh as well.
Yeah, Luke is in 7th.
And he's in a Renault powered
Right,
car.
next award. Right, the passive award. This award goes to the driver that hasn't really taken part in that many races, but has actually maintained their position in the driver's standings for most of the season. The passive award goes to King David for being consistently on 119 points, even though he's only turned up for about 6 races.
I have a nice little surprise in front of me, lads.
What is it?
TJ.
I've got to watch this.
Oh, you have to get past Turbo. Well done.
Okay, back to the
Dilly
award.
by
Colin
game.
was overtaken in McLaren. Spent most of the season trying to do
And there's
that.
T Giants overtaking the Ferrari. Anyway, back to awards night, please.
Right, the Championship Battle Award. Overall, in the standings... Oh my god, sorry, I just got distracted by someone going into the wrong pit lane at Silverstone. Right. Sorry, the Championship Battle Award. This goes to, over the course of the season, again, we're all trying to fight each other, but who's been trading the more places and what's been the most intense battle for like the most lucrative kind of position in terms of the constant trading under the constant threat. The Championship Battle Award goes to Blazebug Gaming versus Tina Artijonis. That's been a fight I really enjoyed throughout the season.
I could have been in there, but you know, stuff
Me
happens.
getting constantly caught, catched.
or taken out.
Yeah,
Lip or
and then it all
something.
went down the drain.
We still have instructors.
Well, it wasn't our fault, I can tell you that. Right, yep, just about, next award, will be, presented by Blaze Game. It's the Best Looking Helmet Award. I'm going to read out the nominations and then Blaze will alert the winner. The Best Looking Helmet Award nominations are Fozzie, Death, Jamie, and Jay Marsh.
The winner of the Season 3 New Horizons Helmet Award is Jay Marsh with the special Abu Dhabi premium helmet that you could buy from the store.
It's a nice helmet. None of you lot ever really thought of that.
It looks like my ass.
To be fair, Ninja, I've seen your helmet. I've seen my son draw better circles than that.
My helmet was dedicated to Kobe for one point.
Who's that? Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna get worse, believe me. Right, next award. Right, the I've seen go-karts go quicker than this award.
No.
This is the award that goes to the slowest driver on the grid. Nominations are Gruzd, Feared by Gaming, DB, and Fozzie Was a Dog.
Oh my god, I swear to God.
I have seen go-karts go quicker. I'm sorry about this. Fozzie Was a Dog wins that one.
Hey! So
Not for something
cute.
good, but you won something.
Exactly.
Oh lord.
Right, for the next award, we'll be taking a trip to the steward's office, where we look at the most penalised driver award. There's been a lot of
I
them
wonder
this
who this is
season,
gonna
more or less associated with one driver.
Hold on.
He's sorted himself out later in the season,
Are you like that?
probably because of his low attendance, which actually improved his stat. Yeah, the most penalised driver award actually goes to AG30 for receiving 2 race bans and 1 reprimand away from a third, which actually also
How?
makes him the most reprimanded driver this season.
No, how was that possible?
2 race bans.
2 race bans. Well, I mean, Leroy, you could have probably got that if you actually turned up.
Yeah, but I knew where he was. I reprimanded him first. I knew where he was.
This is something you haven't been able to see much this season.
Yeah, watch it, you've been in it.
Watch it. Drink it
This
in.
is
I'm
the
watching,
number
sorry,
6
I
battle.
was watching the Blaze for Game and teach honest battle. He's not letting that go, is he?
Why not the top 2?
This is
Anyway,
first.
reward tonight, please, people.
I know, I like to take a little bit of time to try and drag it out.
We'll be done by the time.
Oh, here we go. Taking a little bit down the personal trip now with the most victimization award. This award is dedicated to the person who's "it's always my fault, I can't do anything right, why am I so bad all the time?"
Oh no.
Sophie?
To be fair, I was struggling to think for more than one nomination for this, so the person who beats themselves up, it's always everyone else's fault, or more than likely their own. Congratulations, Jamie Morris.
Yeah.
Hey, I knew it. I knew it was gonna be him. I knew it. I knew it was gonna
It was
be
only
him.
right.
I mean, you could have had Sophie in there as
What,
well.
did I blame everybody else or blame myself?
No, you blamed yourself all.
Oh.
Yeah, it was more or less like. To be fair, Jamie, you tend to be your own worst enemy. You do beat yourself up a lot, but at times it's not really necessary. You know, it's kind of take a chill pill half the time. I'm sure you will be more composed, I think the right word is, moving onwards with us. Moving on to the next award. This is a little bit of a controversial one, because I don't really like to open a poll of wins. By God, do I love talking about them. The Stupidest Conspiracy Award from this season. It's normally a very controversial topic that's actually happened throughout the season. Again, I'm not really trying to open a poll of wins with anyone. It's just something that it's these little moments that define our seasons I love to talk about, because it's just part of the story. the stupidest conspiracy actually goes to the racism allegations around the Spanish Grand Prix due to Blaze by Gaming's dislike of every single Portuguese man, woman, and child. Allegedly. I say allegedly. The reason it was stupid, it was just so. One, it was random. And two, how bad it got was actually unnecessary. The rumours that were flying around.
It was so fucking bad.
Yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't. It's been a part of the season, so I wouldn't really say I enjoyed it because it was absolutely annoying.
It was
yeah, that's something that happened this season. But this might end up being a no, not necessarily a double award. There are times when you come on track where things happen, they're not really your fault. Whether you end up running wide or flip you off the track, whether someone shoves you in the wall because they don't know what space is, whether it be almost taken out or deliberately or not,
Box
we
is
don't know. Or even having your gearbox blow up after leading a race.
I said box is slap.
I wonder who that is.
Not me, it's Indigo.
There are things that happen in league racing that are unlucky, and unfortunately I think some of them has actually happened to this driver in particular. They actually drove pretty well, and to be fair, could have finished even higher up in the standings than they did. But things happen, not necessarily due to fault of their own, so the unluckiest driver of Season 3 is to Blaze by Game.
Do it. Yep. You got a reward for it. It was him or Jamie. If you want to stick in.
Right, moving on to, again, one of my favourite awards this season. Everyone makes mistakes, but some make more mistakes than others. The cock-up of the season, the Golden Cock Award! Nominations are...
Jamie's gearbox.
Jamie Morris for crashing at Spain after he tried to rejoin the track dangerously. Jamie Morris for his inconsiderate tyre strategy at Silverstone. Jamie Morris for crashing out of the lead at Spa. And Jamie Morris for having his gearbox blow up at USA.
Wait, was I on that?
No.
No.
Oh,
I
wait, did
do
I crash out
need-
from the lead?
I do need... Yeah, but you weren't really leading the whole race, so you weren't really that important.
Do you reckon
But I do want to give a special shout out. I really want to give a special shout out with this award. This isn't who the winner is, but a huge shout out to Taze Leroy, who did manage to crash straight into the pit wall at Bahrain with nobody in front of him. I don't know what he was doing. He might have tapped himself somewhere, and yeah, that was.
I'm gonna kill you, Connor. Just no after.
Yeah. The season, the Golden Cock Award for Season 3 goes to Jamie Things for uploading the French Grand Prix to the wrong YouTube channel.
Was it even Jamie? I thought Jamie had this for sure. What the hell?
Jamie, your thoughts?
Jamie just saw me.
He's not... Oh, you're okay, mate?
I did not hear any of that award.
You got the cock-up award.
You've got the Golden Cock Award for the biggest cock up. Oh, you uploaded France to the wrong YouTube channel, then took it down before I could re-upload it.
I was still a nominee, so how did I win
Where
that?
is the French Grand Prix on the YouTube channel?
Put it this way, how many times have we Jamie bought one didn't get a fucking award for that?
I only thought about this when I was in the car earlier. I was just like, I couldn't forget something like that. It's almost as bad as actually the same thing. The French Grand Prix in Season 2, where both the racing points of JB13 and Tijonis, they both came in, but they weren't communicating properly, so they ended up double stacking when they were about their 32nd. I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, moving further down the list of the awards, the race of the season, the overall best race in terms of racecraft, overall racing, what has been the best, and also we'll be taking into the amount of views that we've had on these
nominations
races
you have for
for the
this one?
season. Yep. Nominations for race of the season are Bahrain, Britain, Japan, and USA.
What about Bahrain?
There was a race-long fight for the win.
Oh.
Yes, it was
Yeah,
defending
you were
yourself.
one of them.
Was that? I actually can't remember Bahrain
Yes.
at all.
You were wheel to wheel with King David for a good, like, 95% of that race. The only reason when you guys weren't battling was only in pit lane. But yeah, the race of the season for the second year in a row goes to Bahrain.
Bahrain's
No,
gonna get
Bahrain.
on.
Yeah, Bahrain has been such a bang of a race, and the thing is, I can't understand why. Any other league, it's a bit mediocre for racing, but we've always had fantastic races around there.
Yep.
Right, still, moving on to a little bit of a gory one here. We know that there's moments on track, people come together, and sometimes there's more bits on the ground than were when they originally started with. The crash of the season.
Who's coming?
That's a
Nomination.
real lot.
The nominations for this one is Hungary, Term 1. Yes, our Cusby locked up and he took out at least 3 people. He span around about 6. And then the next nomination was Russia at Term 1. Again, I don't know what really happened between Collins and I believe it was one of the Norwegians, I can't remember exactly. But that was a pretty spectacular accident to see all 3 cars along with Bladesburg Gaming merge together and they just shoot themselves into, like, they're doing well over 150 miles an hour and they're just spinning down the straight. It was quite dramatic.
Yeah,
to watch.
150 miles an hour.
Harley, you fucking idiot.
Cam?
That's a reprimand for you, my
What are you doing, lad?
Calm
friend.
down!
Outside the cops.
Oh,
there you go.
he's
Well played.
Right, yeah, sorry, getting distracted again. The fourth nomination, third, oh my god. Third nomination goes to Germany in qualifying. Because I had the perfect angle of what was happening when, I can't even remember who started that. One person crashed and it was just, first it was funny, but when it got to like 6 people retired after one car smashing into another,
Oh, yeah.
I had the perfect view for that. So by the end of it, it was messy. So Germany has to be up there, and also quite a similar one at the end of the season. Abu Dhabi in qualifying in the final sector. That was a right mess.
Oh,
Under
Jesus.
the hotel. Yeah, the crash of the season. Out of those nominations, the bits that led most people DNF'd and bits and pieces all over the racetrack. It goes to Germany in qualifying.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that's
Well done,
deserving.
Germany. You won't be able to get it next year.
I'd like to apologise for that personally.
Why, did you kill everyone?
Well, no, I caused it. Everyone had to avoid my car.
Did anybody just see that?
And you
That's
cover that?
fine.
Yes, I saw.
Technically got an award for it.
Anyway, awards please, gentlemen.
My ladies.
Throughout the league's history, we've had nice moments, some good times together, and some bad. But there's always at some point where I have to describe each season to someone, whether it be a random viewer in the street, someone's dog, or any other new drivers coming in. Season 1, I always try and refer that as the lost season or forgotten season, just because it was my own mistake thinking a league with 5 drivers was a good idea. And then season 2, I can't even remember what happened in season 2. No, I do remember. I can't remember what we were. No, I can't remember what the moment of it was. So
We
I
crashed on
haven't-
the last lap again.
I'm not Collins. Or you, for that matter of fact. Yeah, the moment of this season, how I will describe season 3 to anyone in the future will be what happened when we went to Austria, when we had a certain invasion happen from a few Vikings up north that ended up taking over all of the pit stops and ended up kicking our asses, to be honest. So the moment of the season was the Norwegian takeover in Austria.
Wait.
Hey, it was a good takeover.
It was a very good one.
I only mean that as like a light bit of fun, but in all fairness,
Rather
I
than
really
that,
appreciate all the Norwegians turning up and having, to be honest, actually bring these guys in. Otherwise, I don't think this league would have survived this season. So I really appreciate all the Norwegians actually coming in. It's a nice chapter in the season. Yeah, it wasn't really nice going from finishing people P5 and then struggling to get P10, but I'm happy that it happened. Going a bit down a controversy street again. The single most controversial moment of the season, compared to the stupidest conspiracy, the most controversial one is the one that actually caused the most uproar, with actually being serious enough with possibly league-ending intent, or as I'd try and word that. But the thing that actually worried me most about this season, most controversial moment, was what happened on the last lap in Abu Dhabi.
Oh, Jamie.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Death. That's how I describe it.
We tried to finish the season on a high. I'd like to think we did, but I think in my heart, I don't think so. I think all of us could have done a little bit better. Most of the race was fine. It's just really bizarre that at that point of the race, I know it's like the last couple of laps, you need to get whatever push you can, but it was just so unnecessary, the contact that ended up happening. Yeah, that was definitely the most controversial moment. Right, on to some nicer awards now. That's all, well, I'd say all, but most of the decent... We're getting into the more decent awards now, and people can actually be happy about these. The overtake of the season, I spent a very painstaking week of going through all of our race footage just to see what one overtake into one
The
particular
overtaking
corner.
Jamie with his gearbox balls.
Yeah, it's hard to overtake someone when they're on the back of a tow truck.
Sophie. Oh.
Yep, yeah, the overtake of the season, I just thought it was just so... It was clean and it was beautiful, but it was also aggressive in the way that two guys fighting for it. You could tell the mental energy at that moment was the action that was happening between the two. Huge respect for the guys, by the way, at the time, not actually taking each other out. But the overtake of the season goes to Taze Leroy on Jay Bergen at Russia, who into the third sector almost traded places about 3 times, but you guys into pushing each other for the limit.
I get another reward. Yippee.
Yeah, the fact that you actually pulled that off. Look at that, I was astounded.
I don't even really remember it.
Yeah, we don't really remember a lot of it, which is why we have awards around them. To be fair, in about a season's time, I'll end up forgetting this. Yeah, and moving on to a little bit more positive awards, the Shock Podium Award, the person throughout the entire length of the season I would not have expected to have gotten onto the podium.
How much of this?
I think, yeah, the thing is, everyone coming in has actually been reasonably competitive, but the reason I was shocked at this driver in particular was their level of racecraft and sheer pace when they joined in Baku. And the fact that they ended up finishing third, I couldn't believe it.
I finished third in Baku, yeah. Wow.
I can't remember Baku.
Yeah, the Shock Podium Award, and huge congratulations to them, because I was really surprised just by the performance about that entire race. Goes to Razor Virus.
Yeah, he was quite something this season.
Wait, who did he go to? I didn't hear.
The thing is,
Razor.
he was one of the first Norwegians that came in. I thought, oh, he's not going to be that great. He'll be around P8, P9. God, I couldn't have been more wrong. He's actually really shown his worth this season, and
Didn't in
yes.
Abu Dhabi, though.
Say again?
No, I just said he didn't in Abu Dhabi.
Ooh, cheeky. Don't open no wounds or anything again. Moving on to the next level up, the Shock Win. Again, same thing. Guys that come in, people that you wouldn't really expect to be up there, let alone to actually go on and win the race. I think this person actually had a quite lucky race considering what happened at Spa, but the person, just the fact that they even ended up winning the race, goes to Onal, 97. I didn't expect him all season to win the race, and he was definitely the biggest surprise. Is when you go down and look at the results, you think predictability, you know who's going to be up there, but no, he stood out, and to be fair, I was really surprised by it. Moving on to another nice one, the best driver pairing of the season.
Me and my teammate.
Best
Me and
working constructor teammates.
Me and Jamie
Nominations are King David and Jamie Morris,
What was that?
Carver and Con 297 and Jay Marsh, Taze Leroy and Blaze
Oh,
Gaming,
Collins is out.
Yeah.
and T. Jonas and Steph.
Oh, whoa.
Best driver pairing, considering the results haven't really been all that great this season, but they've had the consistency to carry it all the way to the end. Even if it didn't work out from the final hurdle, but the best driver pairing of season 3 was T. Jonas and Steph.
That
that's agreeable.
is, I agree with that.
The thing is, obviously I want to win it, but I agree.
They were good.
To be fair, I think a lot of these awards have been pretty close. But those guys, only on the level of consistency and the level of competition they were able to provide. And it's the teamwork that you tend to see. I've actually seen it more so from. Yeah, I know, but the Norwegians have worked together, and it's how they've ended up kicking our asses. Right, moving on to the next one, the best on-track battle. There was only one on-track battle that you can really sit down and watch.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
I
what,
mentioned,
okay.
yeah, I mentioned it earlier. The best on-track battle at the time was to King David and Jamie Morris. The race-long fight for the win. I still can't get over how many times I've actually watched that race back. Overall, an absolute fantastic race, and that's another one for the archives, the history books, and I'll be referring people to that race. So, I really thank you to both of them for providing such a great and entertaining race. I'm running out of awards now. This is quite sad. Yep. Moving on to the most improved driver. Compared to last season, there's only really been 4 consistent drivers that have taken part, and the nominations for most improved driver are AG30, H. Collins, and T. Jonas. The only other person being there on a regular basis was myself, but going from the season 2 champion to finishing in 9th, I'd say it's a little bit more of a fall from grace. But I don't. Some guys did okay, better than others, but most improved driver this season, yet you can't really complain about this. It goes to the champion, T. Jonas.
Yeah, that's just
Being
fair point.
runner-up last season to end up taking the title this time round. And with respect to Collins and Surtees, yeah, they scored points. Relatively kept themselves clean for most of the season. Sorry. However, it's I don't know whether it was the competition this season with the Norwegians coming in, but yeah, to really stand out as the most improved driver, even when I'm short on like the drivers that we've already got. There's only really one person I can give it to, so next time please try a little harder. Sorry about that. Moving on to the next one, I always like giving this out because it's always been a bit of a surprise, and I think the winner's going to be very surprised as well. I can't give this award enough to many of the guys, but the Rookie of the Year nominations are Blazeboy Gaming, SHR Ninja, Death, and Razor Virus.
sorry.
Rookie of the Year.
I hope this person really sticks around long enough and actually has some great successes, because they've done an absolutely outstanding job in terms of consistency, the racecraft, just everything that they've had to offer. So the season 3 Rookie of the Year goes to TNR Steph.
Yep.
Ooh. Opening old wounds again. I might
How
have
many
to
more
hand
left,
this. We've only got about 2 more left to do. I might chuck in another one. But for this one, I'm gonna need help with somebody on the grid. Ninja, are you available?
yeah, I can do it. I can do it if we hurry up, because I'm in the middle of a great battle with Jamie.
Well, stop racing for a second. Do what we've come here to do. Right. Please, nobody actually take this to heart. It's just a little bit of banter that we've had throughout the season with some of the drivers. The Dickhead of the Year award.
Oh, I love this.
Nominations are Lorenzo, DB, AG, certain, and Jamie Morris. Ninja, would you like to read out who the most infamous driver of season 3 is?
The winner of Dickhead of the Year goes to the one and only Lorenzo Racer.
Yay! Trying to pull off a steward's inquiry by saying you've missed your break point by about 700 metres and you're on the inside line at Lake On with no front wing, and you still think that's a good idea. Blows my mind away every time. Right. Next one, kind of a little fun one. It's taking me back to Abu Dhabi. Donut of the season.
Oh, me.
Who ended up performing the best donut? Certi, there's always time in Division 2, as long as you swear at people, pissing people off.
Certi, I sent you a DM on Indigo.
Oh, you make racist.
No, he's alright. I think Deep Plan Age is a good one. The best donut that I ended up seeing from observations in Abu Dhabi goes to Collins.
Fair enough. That's just a weird one. Come on, dude. That's just a weird one.
He had a little bit of a weird car control, but yet again, I think he's had enough practice for the amount of times he's span out this season.
Oh, Connor.
Is Collins even here?
No, he's in a party with Jamie, but with Josh, sorry, and I think you get the insult of the year.
What, me or?
Yeah.
You insult everyone.
It's called roasting, mate. We love it. Right, moving on to the final one now. Probably the big one that each driver wants to compete with. The criteria for driver of the year always actually means a lot to me, because I think it's something that when we award it, it's completely different and taken to another level in terms of credibility and respect. The criteria for it is, want your personality. In that way, it's regardless of whatever is happening on chat, how you come across in the interviews.
Oh, definitely.
The nicer you are, the kinder you are, the more you get on with people. That stands out a huge amount. The next thing is pace. You need to be fairly quick, because the higher up you are, the more you're able to represent yourself in the league, and I don't know, maybe down the line make a better impression for our league moving forwards to compete with many others. The next one is attendance. You need to be consistently attending. It's like, if you go off and do whatever, you go to, I don't know, if you want to do GCSE revision, if you think that's more important, if you want to go out and do smoke a joint before the that's another thing. Or it's stuff as well. Going to the chippy before the race starts in China. That's something that's not really looked upon either.
Who did that? Was that
Oh, that was Collins. He thought Chippy was more important than the formation of China.
Was it Chinese Chippy or was it
Oh.
English?
Big
I don't
one.
know.
Devil.
I'll tell him now. Racecraft as well. I always look for. What I like to see is people pushing each other to the limit, but it's fine. Like not really aggressive. I guess you could say aggressive in terms of it actually looks good to watch. It looks like you look back at it in a few years' time and you go, wow, that was amazing. So people's personality, commitment, racecraft, and I've forgotten what these are already.
personality? Did you say
Personality, racecraft, commitment. There's another criteria.
that? Pace.
Pace, that's it. Pace, personality, racecraft. Criteria, yeah. Nominations for this. And to be fair, I actually really struggled overall this season to pick out 4 nominations, let alone who the winner is. I must give huge credit to the guys like KSR, Cusby, Zara Gaming, Langfell. Those guys have actually been pretty solid, as well as Ninja, who still kind of blew me away on his debut race. Even now, watching him race is absolutely fantastic. Nominations for Season 3 Driver of the Year. This award will also include a £20 PlayStation Network card. Nominations are Jamie Morris,
Damn.
Razor Virus, TNR Steph, and Blaze by Gaming.
Oh God.
Jamie.
New Horizons Race League Driver of the Year for Season 3 is
T Giants is crash.
Blaze by Gaming.
Oh,
Yeah.
Surprised it weren't AG.
cheers.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he's a great driver.
fucking over, man.
Do you know what it came down to in the end?
What?
Abu Dhabi, Racecraft, and the overall finishing result.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
Yeah, you weren't saying that in Abu Dhabi, were you?
I was put into a wall, what do you mean?
Just watching these guys come across the line.
Yes!
And I think I've
Fucking
actually
hell,
timed that
Ninja.
perfect.
That was all race.
Yeah,
all race. I mean, Blaze is gonna get P3 because I got 9 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, don't know. I don't know. I don't know use of what.
Jamie.
But no, that's actually it for all the awards. Yep.
Jesus Christ, you put on a good race.
Anyone else want anything to say? Gamey, do you have anything to say?
Just that to all the drivers, you've made this season incredibly well, and I hope you guys all stick around for the next season to make it hopefully even better than this one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Connor, can I say words?
Yeah, honestly, if anyone wants to say anything, this is your time.
When does the next season start?
I don't know.
Can I just say a big GG to Jamie because that was a really good long race battle.
He's had a good
Like-
season as well. He just needs to learn to compose himself a little bit more when he's put under pressure.
Yeah, I just want to say a big more GG to my teammate Lewis. Well, yeah, driver of the year as well. So
I just want to say a big
know,
GG.
so-
Continue, sorry. I thought you finished.
yeah, okay, yeah, and I can still be champion. So thank you all for a brilliant season, man. I hope all you can return for next.
I want to say a big GG to T Johnnish for consistently finishing and finishing the championship in first. But next season I'm coming for you.
Same here.
All British 1, 2, 3 at a British crowd in a British race.
Yeah, and not a British constructor on sat on the podium.
Not
I
like
mean,
him
it's
how it works
technical,
in
to be
the
fair.
FS.
Yeah,
I just want to say,
yeah, go on. Sorry.
I
No,
just
go on.
want to say, obviously, thanks for this season. Like everybody, all worked like so hard for this, and obviously well done to Taze as well, and T. Jonas as well. Obviously, well done to him for winning the title. Beat me to it this season, but hopefully I can transform it in next season or in the
Yeah,
two
I'm going
seasons'
for
time.
that next season.
Yeah, you need to work on your qualifying pace and maybe be able to give the Norwegians a run for the money.
Oh,
Jamie.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going for. I want a clean sweep
GG,
next
man, that was a
season.
sick
GG.
race.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed that.
Right, guys, honestly, I really appreciate all of you coming here. New Horizons activity over the next couple of weeks. Obviously,
Me
the
too.
Championship for Division 1 has ended. However, we will be doing a charity event next week. Anybody is welcome to come along. We'll be doing a 50% around Australia in the dry. Usual race time, invites out at 7:45 p.m. GMT, and the race will be starting at 8. It'll be the usual short qualifying 50% race format, and just hopefully a little bit of entertainment to the koalas. In terms of Division 2, that championship's still going on. The final third of the season has now started. Only a couple more races left there. They will be heading around Spa on Thursday. Yeah, and I think in terms of that, we've got planned. The League versus League event, I still need to get in touch with a couple more guys about that. It is not yet confirmed, by the way, so please keep an eye out on Twitter